Pulse Talk, bringing insights into health and wellness with your hosts, Christine and Alex.
All right. Let's dive into something pretty fascinating today.
Yeah.
Telemedicine.
It's really interesting.
It really is. I mean, it seems like it's kind of the future, and it's something that a lot of people are talking about. And,
Absolutely.
but it can be hard to know,
Yeah.
like, how is it actually happening? What does it actually look like?
Right.
And so today, we're going to be looking at a specific company,
Okay.
Alpro Pharmacy in Malaysia,
Interesting, yeah.
and looking at how they're using telemedicine to really change the game. So to kind of start us off,
Yeah.
what is telemedicine? I mean, we hear that word thrown around a lot.
Right. It's essentially using technology to deliver healthcare services remotely.
Okay.
So, think virtual appointments with your doctor
Ah,
or, remote monitoring of chronic conditions. It's really about making healthcare more accessible and convenient.
yeah. I mean, I can already see so many potential benefits there, especially,
Right.
if you're in a rural area.
Or maybe you're elderly.
Absolutely.
Or, even just someone who's incredibly busy.
Exactly.
That could be a huge game changer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how does Alpro specifically fit into this picture?
Well, Malaysia faces some unique challenges when it comes to healthcare access.
Okay.
The country has a diverse geography, with both urban and rural areas.
Right.
And there's, disparities in terms of healthcare infrastructure and resources.
Sure.
So Alpro is really trying to bridge that gap by leveraging technology.
Okay. And I read that they're working with a company called Doc2Yos.
Exactly. They've partnered with Doc2Yos, which is a telemedicine provider that has this really important designation from the Ministry of Health in Malaysia.
Oh, what does that tell us? What does that mean?
That's huge. It means that they've met specific safety and quality standards that the government has set, and it gives them a lot of legitimacy and trustworthiness.
So right away that signals to me like, okay.
This is something that's being taken seriously.
Absolutely.
It's not just some kind of fringe,
Yeah.
experimental thing. It's really being integrated
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the healthcare system.
Mm-hmm. It also paves the way for wider acceptance, right? Because if the Ministry of Health is endorsing this,
Right.
it gives patients that confidence, that trust to actually engage with these telemedicine services.
Makes a lot of sense. So, okay, let's say I'm a patient in Malaysia.
Okay.
I want to use Alpro's telemedicine services. What's that actually look like for me?
All right. So let's say you need a prescription refill, right?
Okay.
You're out of your medication.
Yep.
You don't want to go all the way to the doctor's office.
Right.
You can log onto Alpro's platform, and they have this seamless integration with Doc2S. You can schedule a virtual consultation with a doctor right from the platform.
Got it.
The doctor will assess your situation. They'll look at your medical history. And if they deem it appropriate, they can issue an e-prescription directly through the platform.
Oh, wow.
Then Alpro's own pharmacists,
Okay.
they review that prescription, they make sure everything is correct and safe, and then your medication is delivered straight to your door.
That's amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
So convenient. And I can imagine, especially, like we were talking about before,
Yeah.
for people who have mobility issues or who live far away from a clinic, that this would just be a life changer.
Exactly. It removes so many barriers.
Yeah.
Think about people who have to travel long distances, take time off work,
Right.
Maybe even find childcare.
Yeah.
All those obstacles are eliminated.
Yeah.
And they can access healthcare from the comfort of their own homes.
That's fantastic. But I'm curious, are there any downsides? I mean...
Sure, there are always considerations, right?
Right.
Anytime you're innovating in healthcare, you have to be mindful of potential risks.
Absolutely.
So some things that come to mind, data security is paramount.
Yeah.
You're dealing with sensitive patient information.
Right.
So ensuring that that's protected, that it's encrypted, that's absolutely critical.
Makes sense.
Another thing is, not every health issue can be addressed remotely.
Sure, of course.
Right. So there needs to be clear guidelines, clear protocols in place to determine when a physical examination is necessary, when, maybe a virtual consultation isn't enough.
Got it.
And I think Alpro and really all telemedicine providers need to be mindful of these challenges.
Sure.
They need to make sure that quality of care is not compromised.
Absolutely.
In the pursuit of convenience.
It makes me think about how even when I go to the doctor now, Sometimes, they're in the room with you, but they're also looking at a screen,
Right.
So are we losing something when
Right.
everything becomes
It's an interesting question.
completely virtual?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's definitely a balance. I mean, I think technology can enhance
Sure.
the doctor-patient relationship in many ways, but that human connection, that face-to-face interaction
Well,
is
yeah.
still very important, and we have to be careful not to lose sight of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, in addition to the telemedicine services,
Yes.
Alpro also has a separate e-pharmacy service.
Oh, tell me about that.
So this allows you to order
Oh,
over-the-counter medications,
Oh, yeah.
health products online.
so even without that virtual doctor's visit.
Exactly. You can just go on and order what you need.
Right.
And they even offer online consultations with pharmacists.
Oh, wow.
So if you have questions about medication
Oh.
or you need advice on, managing a minor ailment,
Mm-hmm.
you can chat with a pharmacist online.
That's great. And I'm sure that could help people
Yeah.
avoid, unnecessary trips
That's
to the
definitely-
clinic or the emergency room.
Absolutely. For things that could easily be handled at home.
Yeah, self-care is
Yeah.
a big part of it, too.
Yeah.
And then they've also partnered with a courier company, GDEX,
No?
to provide same-day medication delivery.
That's impressive.
It is, and it again speaks to that focus on convenience and accessibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think for people who are used to waiting days or even weeks for a prescription to be filled,
Yeah,
or for medication to be delivered, that's a pretty huge deal.
absolutely.
So it seems like they're really trying to make it as easy and seamless as possible
Exactly.
for people to get the care that they need.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of looking forward now, I mean, we've talked about what telemedicine is,
Yeah.
what Alpro is doing. Where do you see this all going in the future?
Well, I think the potential is vast. We're seeing all these exciting advancements in technology that are rapidly changing the healthcare landscape.
Sure.
So one of the big trends is the integration of artificial intelligence
Right.
into healthcare.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot about that.
It's fascinating, right?
Yeah.
And, this could lead to things like
Mm-hmm.
AI-powered symptom checkers, for example,
Oh.
which could help people triage their symptoms before even consulting with a doctor.
So kind of like a first line of defense?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then, personalized medicine is another really exciting area.
I've heard of that. But tell me more about that. What is that?
So this is where treatments are tailored
Okay.
to an individual's genetic makeup,
Oh, wow.
their lifestyle factors.
Okay.
So, instead of a one-size-fits-all approach,
Right.
you're really looking at what works best for that individual person.
That sounds like science fiction, but I guess it's becoming
reality.
science-backed pretty rapidly.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, given everything we've talked about with Alpro, it seems like they're kind of well-positioned to be at the forefront of some of these innovations. I think so. I mean, they already have this robust digital infrastructure in place.
Right.
They're clearly committed to leveraging technology.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not hard to imagine their system evolving
Right.
to include things like personalized medication reminders,
Oh, okay.
maybe even virtual health assistants
Wow.
that can provide 247 support.
I mean, that's incredible. So it really seems like we're on the cusp
Yeah,
of some really big changes in healthcare.
absolutely.
And it's exciting and maybe a little bit scary.
I think so. I mean, it raises a lot of questions about
Yeah.
the future of healthcare, but I think
Yeah.
ultimately the potential benefits are enormous.
So for everyone listening, I mean, this is just one example, Alpro in Malaysia.
Right.
But I think it really highlights the power of innovation
Mm.
and how technology can really be used to improve people's lives.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear from you what aspect of this resonates most with you. What do you find most exciting
Yeah.
or maybe even a little bit concerning? And what other changes would you like to see in the future of healthcare?
Yeah. What are your hopes and dreams for the future of health?
Let us know. We'd love to continue this conversation
Yeah.
and really explore this more.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.